Welcome to our second demonstration of telecoms-billing.com. This time we're looking at the billing client, what the billing manager will use to create the bills each month. So just in summary, we have telecoms-billing.com. You can log on as demo if you want to access the website and some software. If you want to see more details and engage in a conversation with us at redware.com. For the technical people amongst you, we're looking at a Windows application, but everything that application is doing, we have a SOAP API, so you could program and automate your own systems against it. So here is our software, and there's a manual, obviously, if you download it with all the instructions. Let's just run through the whole process. So you can have multiple sources of CDR, and we can help you set these up. And in this case, we're just going to look at these 3,000 records here, and it's worth looking at the CDR to have a look, and you'll see that the A number is the number dialed from, the B number is the number they're dialing. You have a date and time, a duration in seconds or tenths of a second. A piece of text. In this case, we're taking the cost that our provider is giving us, and we're multiplying it by a factor to make our rating easier. But of course, you can have a full price list. So it's dragging down the data from our server, and it's going to recalculate the costs of all those calls. And you can see in this case, it's filling in the details. If we scroll right, we can see it's identified the customer as status OK. If the call is OK, there's the price, and various other bits and pieces of information against those records. So if it looks OK, we'll upload it onto the server, but don't worry, I'll show you now what to do with any problem records. So if we look at the suspense, this is the suspense report, which is also available on the website for your customer service people to deal with, and we can see there's 800 records here with a total cost of £8.43 that are not getting processed. Normally we'd look through and resolve the errors, but in this case we're just gonna head on and get rid of those records by writing them off. So I'm just going to write off those 800 records, and we'll see here I've now got 2,103 records to process, a total of £136 and 2p. That's cost, and you can see it's broken down so that our Redware has got a cost of 67 and a bill of £84 and 6p worth of calls. So that's, to tell the truth, the biggest job that your billing manager has each month is to get rid of or re-rate these systems until all the CDR is processed. Once that's done, we can actually create the bills. So in this case, we're creating a bill for November 2017. Let's imagine it's December the 15th, which is our billing date, and we want to bill all our products, so that's all the bandwidth and so on up to the end of the month, because we're billing a month in advance. So here is what it's actually going to bill, and you see here I've actually got a broadband bill for December that's going through at £49.99. Everything else is just calls. So I can export this bill to Excel, and it's quite an important process each month to double check all those figures, or I can just create the bills, in which case it's now going to create in the system those bills. Once those bills are created, I can actually export those to Sage or to Microsoft CRM or to XERO. In this case, I'm just going to show you the Sage, but if you look, we've got videos for each one of those scenarios so you can see the connectivity. Don't worry, if you don't have connectivity, you can still export to a CSV and push it through. So let's just look at that invoice. So if we look for Gradwell, and it's that December invoice, and there's all the calls for that invoice, and the £49 for the broadband all added into that invoice, and that invoice is all in Sage, and your accounts team can take it from there. But we've got the final thing that we can do is we can upload those invoices up onto the customer portal. So that will be the actual invoice created in Sage, and also if we give it a second, we're going to download some files. We could email them out automatically or download them. When we have a little summary, let's have a look. We've got a little summary for each one, and a CSV file that we would also send out to the customers. So let's just open up the folder that those are being downloaded to, and we see here it's just creating those files. So one of these is the invoice. This is the invoice come out of Sage for Gradwell research, with the bandwidth and each of those calls on it. Then also we have an HTML file which can also come out as PDF, which is an invoice summary. This is also on the portal, and it's got a breakdown per service and per country. You can see the £84.06 there, and that gets your logo put in, and you can email that if, for example, if you didn't have an accounts interface, or if you wanted to do that at an earlier stage before you invoice. And you also get a CSV of every call for each customer. So for each customer, basically you have a summary PDF, you have a CSV file, and you have the Sage invoice. That is the billing process, in fact, for the whole month gone through. And if we just have a quick look at the the web interface, you can see that all that information is communicated through for your customer service team, and indeed if you're using the customer portal, for the customer portal team. So if we look at Gradwell here, and we look at the bills, you'll see that new bill that's just been created there for December, with the, or for November rather, with the calls and the bandwidth and the totals, the £84.06. So that's all in the website immediately for your customer service staff, and you can add the user onto a portal so that they can access that data from the portal. And also very useful is a report here where you can show all the bills, for example, broken down by customer or other information. So plenty of information for you, but really, if you've got some CDR files, get in touch with us. We can set up an account for you easily. You'll be paying 1% of your turnover, and we can set it up for you on 24-hour basis. So please have a look at Gradwell.com or telecoms-billing.com and get in touch with us. We'd love to help you with your billing.